Welcome to today's Seidokan Saturday. So today we're going to talk about an often maligned concept in karate, which is Ippon Kumite, one-step fighting. Technically, Kumite means anytime you cross hands. Kumi to cross, te hands. We cross hands. So if I'm fighting, attacking, free sparring, prearranged, if I do a technique of any kind or combat of any kind with a partner, that's Kumite. Ippon means one step. Now, it gets kind of a bad rap, but in reality, every fighting style uses one step. I might have a partner with focus mitts in boxing, and I'd work my jab. He'd put the mitt up, I jab. He'd put it up, I jab. If I'm wrestling, I might get in my stance, shoot a single, pick the leg up, let it down. He shoots a single, picks the leg up, and we work step by step toward a goal. The problem arises in karate when Ippon Kumite becomes an end to itself rather than something that progresses toward the ultimate goal, which is self-defense or free sparring or whatever your particular art is. So for Seidokan, we would be free sparring or doing self-defense realistic, not completely real so nobody gets hurt, scenarios. Now that nobody gets hurt thing is where we have to focus when we're doing Ippon Kumites particularly, okay? It's designed to be a graduated or a gradated progression. So here's how this would go. Today I'm going to address the job of the uke. The uke means to receive, is actually the attacker. He's the guy who's going to come at you. So how is he a receiver? Well, he's going to receive whatever your defensive response is to him. The guy giving the response is called the tori. The tori comes from the verb toru, which means to actuate or to complete, to actually do the thing. So the tori is the one who's giving back his technique, okay? So the uke and tori have to work together. Now let's look at the uke's job, the attacker. At a beginner level, and I'm not talking about me, I'm talking if I'm working with someone who's just learned a new self-defense technique or a new block and kick combination or something he hasn't practiced against an attack yet. He's brand new at this. We're going to start at the very foundation level, which is we'll bow to each other, acknowledge respect. I'm going to step back into my formal stance with a ki that announces I'm ready whenever you are. Hey! From this point, I will do my attack. Now, let's assume he's a brand new beginner, just barely learned the technique. I'm going to come in fairly slowly and punch, but I'm not even going to come to make contact. I stop short of him. This makes for a safe way for him to feel not jarred, not surprised and thrown off, that he can gradually work into the technique. We build up slowly. In piano practice, we practice at first the slowest rate at which we can perfectly perform the song. Okay? So we don't start up to full speed. We start one thing at a time. One hand playing the scale, then the other hand playing the scale slowly, then one hand faster, the other hand faster, the other hand faster, faster. We put them together slowly. We go back again, gradually build up speed until we can play our scales or arpeggios or the whole song, whatever, together. So there is a progressive level. So with Ippon Kumite, I announce, I prepare, it's very formal, he knows something's coming. He's also going to know when, because one or the other of us will signal with a ki or now or go or hajime or whatever. We're going to say begin. So I announce, hey! I come in slowly, he's safe, no contact. Next, I come in slowly, safe, but make some contact so he can feel, oh, maybe I should have blocked that. Then we go a little bit faster. Then we go even faster. And eventually we're making good full contact. That's still not the end of it. That's from the formal start. Once even a beginner, a white belt, 3rd class, 5th class in karate, once he knows a particular block, I should be able to come in fairly determinedly with my attack because he still knows I'm going to attack, when I'm going to attack, and how I'm going to attack. So he has all of those safe parameters given where he can build up. Okay? Where do we go from there? Next, we might go into punch, and I'll throw a second punch if he doesn't do his response quickly enough. This is the concept of Ippon Kumite. The one step isn't that I take one step, it's that the receiver stops me with his technique before I get a chance to take any more steps. So the evolution is, yes, it's only one step for me, then eventually I'm trying to do more, but he's going to block and counter before I get off my second punch or my kick or whatever I might follow up with. Ippon Kumite doesn't just apply to punching. It could be that I come in with a kick, which he would defend against. And again, slowly, no contact. Build up, a little slowly, but some contact. Build up, faster, and so forth. My job is vital as the uke, to know how much pressure he can handle as we move up in his skill with any given technique. Even a black belt, third degree black belt, learning a new technique, you're still going to want to back off and start, maybe not all the way to the beginning level, but at a level that allows the learning process to occur before we come in full bore. Eventually, those become more random freestyle attacks, and eventually it's surprise attack, and my opponent then would surprise defend. But it's always built on that foundation of me as the uke, the receiver of the technique, to gauge how much my opponent is ready to deal with. The same would apply if I was coming in with an overhead club. I might start with a very formal attack, hey, with a stick in my hand, step forward with the hit, and again, no contact, faster, faster. Then eventually, instead of stepping karate style with the oizuki or the front stepping punch, I might just come in more random and build up. Again, my job is to make that attack as real as he's ready to handle. Very important job for the uke, okay? What about a choke? At first, I just put my hands on his neck, or around his neck, or a full Nelson, or a half Nelson, or a bear hug, or whatever. I'll do my attack lightly, cross hands, still Ippon Kumite. I'll do my attack lightly, then stronger, and then stronger. Then eventually, when I do the bear hug, if he doesn't respond immediately, I'm going to be lifting him and throwing him, okay? But it has to go through those layers. And uke's job is to provide those layers of escalation, okay? So Ippon Kumite. Next week, we're going to talk about the different formats under which Ippon Kumite is taught and the tori's job. Until then, always keep in mind, safety of my partner, gradual learning curve, allowing them to build up to where they can perform the technique to speed, to reality as they progress. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next week for another Seidokan Saturday. Keep practicing.